you think we're gonna see more of the same, more of the same strategy flair, where survivors just immediately hone in on generators? All they're trying to do is escape. They have no real reason to fear anything else. A couple of things have been gutted from the game. Killers are not allowed to use the best perk in the game, no ed. So there's no real fear of totems.
Yeah, you got me there, man. It was a little interesting seeing the leader improve thyself being busted out. I mean, prove thyself doesn't really have much of an effect on generator progress. It's very minimal, but when you're pressed for time, I mean, everything matters. It's also kind of interesting where a lot of survivors are adapting teams are adapting almost a cooperative playstyle, because if they get a better team, then that'll mean, or a better time, that means they'll do better against every other team in the pools here. So
that is correct. Here we have MarLin immediately finding someone off of this first chainsaw. Scratch marks being laid down as a deterrent, almost a defense mechanism by the survivor at this point, and immediately goes into a walking maneuver.
Mentic managed to do a pretty good job of avoiding the killer there.
Now, how much of this comes down to player skill, and how much of it comes down to player outfit flair?
I don't think at any point there Mentic was visible to Ryuti. I don't think Ryuti walked past him, so if he managed to just remain not visible, then I'd say he did a pretty good job.
Ryuti's actually taking a break right now. We have the EU killer, MarLin.
Ooh, it works this time. Didn't work for Rydog, but it worked for our boy Extinct Juke until he took a hit.
Now Juke here gonna run the killer around as much as possible. He's going to get caught eventually. That's inevitable. The devs have made sure that chases should only last 36 seconds thanks to Bloodlust.
Looks like he's gonna make it to a pallet though. Did a good job of playing the T-wall. Bloodlust is catching up, but I think he's got enough time. And he does! There you go, stunned, running away. Ooh, Ryuti decided to kick the pallet instead of running around, even though Extinct Juke left the tile immediately. And that's gonna cost him a little bit of time, and as you can see, he's getting some vaults out of it. He's still going, but Bloodlust is building up.
Ooh, fakes the window vault, and MarLin swings for it, trying to hit a real homer there. Now, mid-chase there, he decided to use his chainsaw. He lost all his bloodlust that he had worked so hard for.
He had lost a bit of it before, though, on the stunt.
That is true, that is true.
And the melee hit. It's, yeah, he's been in between building up and not building up bloodlust. There are a lot of T-wall tiles on this generation of Shelter Woods. This is pretty rough. Extinct Juke has managed to play this pretty well. He's won quite a few 50-50s against Ryuti here. Oh, Ryuti is rotating T-walls incorrectly. As you can see, he's getting these vaults for free, man. Oh!
And
directly vaults back into Ryuti.
Doubling up on the spacebar, going to jump right into MarLin, not Ryuti.
Oh, this is MarLin, my bad.
Yeah.
It looks like he was expecting MarLin to move around the left side of the wall, which would immediately break line of sight, and that vault would have been totally viable, but he went around the other side and did not lose vision. It looked a little goofy for our ends, but we trust there was some mind games going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, the biggest mind game there, I see it in a lot of mind games, Flair, is a survivor hitting the killer with some BM and going down within the next 5 seconds. It seems pretty consistent in my games of Dead by Daylight.
You definitely took a hit at the beginning of the chase for it, but not quite down. This one, however, this one is down on the ground. You're bleeding.
Rabbit's making the mistake of trying to juke out in the open against a chainsaw. Had no protection, no pallets, or anything of the sort. Windows nearby, and that'll put him in the basement.
Front hook. Is that per rules, or is MarLin just feeling generous?
For what? The backup?
He put him on the front hook there. I feel like he could have given the back hook, but oh, that's an unhook. He's going back. They're healing in the basement against Hillbilly. Will this work out? We don't know. Pretty sure MarLin's on his way back.
It should be fine. They do have the shack pallet to work with, and it doesn't seem like MarLin ran back immediately. Looks like
that's because
found
he's in another
CJ.
phase.
CJ getting body blocked, spinning out of his mind right now, but it does nothing for him. MarLin trying to slow down the game, digressing a 90% generator there. Not really going to do a lot for him. A survivor can hop on that pretty easily before getting the save. Now he's not allowed to camp. Will we see an immediate save, or will they start working on the gen first?
There's two
Looks
people
like
running for the save. Looks like
they've
one's
chose to
fighting
alert the
right back.
killer, and Rabbits is going to go down, locked in that animation to save CJ off the hook, who wasn't even on his team.
As per the rules, he had to do something. Oh, did he tap the generator there? Didn't quite catch that. I don't believe he did. No, he did. The regression is gone. The generator is being worked again. Silently, too.
Here we
Watch
have
how he was quickly tapping the generator to avoid creating a noise indication for the killer.
Very, very good move. Not alerting the killer. But another generator goes down across the map. The exit gates are now powered.
He's got a skeleton key. He must have plundered that. He's running Plunderer's Instinct. That's definitely possible. That'd be an interesting escape.
It would have been. It would have been the first we would have seen of the tournament, but I don't know how many hatches we're actually going to see. The more consistent matter of escaping will be the exit gates. There are 2 exit gates and only 1 killer. So it's definitely in the survivor's advantage.
Not quite sure how this is going to play out. Looks like he's going for the injured survivor, even though someone's running up to unhook. So he lets the unhook happen. Maybe he just didn't see the Claudette there. That might be the outfits coming into play.
It could be. MarLin now trying to find the last bit of juke. It goes down. I think this will be his 3rd time.
Yeah, it looks like he's out of the game here.
Unfortunate.
Not looking so good for Team Bring Back Wire School.
Now you really have to go back into the start of the game and wonder if pressing 2 was worth it at that L wall. That's where it all went downhill. MarLin now trying to chase CJ out the gate. CJ going to get the escape.
He has made it.
Just over 7 minutes.
That was relatively impressive, I gotta say.